Terrence Howard is about to reveal these 6,000-year-old secrets, which mankind has spent thousands of years attempting to grasp. Not only is what we're going to learn startling, but it's also revolutionary. So buckle up, and let's get started.
I want you guys to know about a 6,000-year-old secret. 6,000 years, mankind has been trying to decipher this one little thing called the flower of life. Have you guys ever seen this before? Now, you know this is one of the oldest symbols in human history, right? This symbol was found in the Temple of Osiris in Egypt, and it had been molecularly burned into the wall. And it's 6,000 years old. This same symbol has been found in the forbidden temples in China, sitting under the fufu dogs. And the foot on it, the flower of life, saying whoever controlled that flower of life controlled the universe. There were secrets in that flower of life that Da Vinci spent his whole life trying to uncover. There were secrets in that flower of life that Newton spent his whole life in secret trying to uncover. The same secrets that Pythagoras was desperately trying to uncover. But the problem was, they kept seeing this in a two-dimensional space. They couldn't get it out of this two-dimensional frame, and as a result, they got stuck in this plane, a flat plane. Now, what Da Vinci and all of them wanted to do, they were trying to find a way to bring this flower to life, because what is inside of it? Well, apparently, there were secrets inside of it. Shapes, they got the Merkaba and all of those other things out of it. But they were misled by something I think called a straight line. You guys believe in straight lines? You believe there's straight lines in the universe? Well, let me hit you with something. All energy in the universe is expressed in what? It's in motion. If something is still, there's no energy. Kinetic, right? All motion is expressed in what? You look at galaxies. Are they expressed in straight lines? Expressed in vortices. All vortices are expressed in what? Waves. All waves are curved. Show me a straight line in nature. You show me where the platonic solids come from. Where do they have their foundations in our universe? Are there any straight lines? If you look at anything, there are no straight lines. That's been the mistake. We've been looking at these straight lines, this Euclidean way of thinking, and missing the curvature of nature. So here we are, back with the curvature of nature. And you have all these little pieces. Now, this has always been an information system. So compare some of these points. Take a point here and say, well, what's the space in between all of these things? Now, they've said that all the in-between spaces, if this is the Earth and this is the moon right here, all this in-between space is filled with what? A void. There's nothing in the void. Well, I found that there is something in the void. The elementary fundamental particles that they've been searching for at the CERN Collider, the Hadron Collider in CERN, I found that their energy signatures matched perfectly to some of the pieces that I was able to pull out of here.
Terrence Howard's compelling discourse on the flower of life not only immerses us in a realm of age-old enigmas, but also prompts a deep reassessment of our comprehension of geometry. His claims, which are not just speculative, are supported by a rich tapestry of historical, scientific, and philosophical settings, as we explore the ancient mysteries of the 6,000-year-old flower of life. We explore a narrative that connects the pursuits of renowned intellectuals such as Da Vinci, Newton, and Pythagoras with the contemporary reinterpretation of geometry. The flower of life, a complex symbol comprised of numerous uniformly distributed and overlapping circles, transcends its captivating aesthetic to possess deeper significance. The presence of this portal in the Temple of Osiris in Egypt, as well as in hidden temples guarded by fu dogs in China, signifies a global reverence for the old understanding of the universe. The symbol thought to depict the basic structures of space and time is a graphic representation of the interconnections that life creates among all conscious entities, suggesting the inherent harmony of the universe. Terrence Howard's appreciation for the sign is not a unique occurrence. History recounts the contemplation of its significance by renowned intellects. Leonardo da Vinci, a versatile and knowledgeable individual of the Renaissance period, is renowned for his thorough investigations into the flower of life. Da Vinci's sketches demonstrate his captivation with the precise geometric symmetry and the ability to uncover the enigmas of the cosmos. In his pursuit to comprehend the force of gravity and the mechanics of the universe, Sir Isaac Newton also explored old wisdom and symbolism, such as the flower of life. Newton's renowned discovery of gravity is believed to have been motivated by his desire to unravel the enigmatic, cosmic symbols of ancient times. Pythagoras, the Greek mathematician, explored these mystical realms as well, employing geometric concepts to comprehend the harmonies of music and the organization of the cosmos. However, what Howard astutely emphasizes is the constraint that these exceptional intellects encountered: their restriction to two-dimensional viewpoints. Although they were highly intelligent, they struggled with the symbolism and depth of meaning, and were unable to completely surpass its more straightforward portrayal. Howard's critique of standard Euclidean geometry introduces a fresh perspective on the subject, leading to a new level of comprehension. A significant portion of our mathematical and scientific knowledge is based on the fundamental concept of two-dimensional flat planes. Nevertheless, as Howard brilliantly illustrates, the universe is not limited to flatness. The phenomenon can be described as an intricate interplay of undulating waves and complex shapes in multiple dimensions. The flower of life serves as a portal to comprehend the curve of nature. When observing the spirals of galaxies or the intricate patterns of the new shell, we perceive the absence of straight lines and the presence of curves. This revelation has significant ramifications. It implies that the universe functions not only in two-dimensional and straight-line spaces, but also in higher dimensions that our predecessors may have attempted to convey through symbolic representations, such as the flower of life. Howard's lecture aligns with the contemporary scientific comprehension of the universe, including the concept of the curved space-time continuum, an essential principle in Einstein's theory of relativity. The curvature of space and time echoes this old truth. The existence of massive objects such as stars and galaxies is not merely a theoretical concept, but rather something that can be directly observed. Gravitational lensing, which refers to the bending of light caused by enormous objects, serves as evidence for the curved nature of the cosmos. Moreover, Howard's observations draw similarities in the domain of quantum physics, namely regarding the mysterious characteristics of elementary particles, such as their existence and probabilities, which are more focused on rather than their exact placements. The lines embody the concept of a cosmos that extends beyond linear trajectories and predictable courses. Howard's thought of discovering something within the emptiness gets exceptionally captivating at this point. The void, commonly perceived as empty space, may instead be filled with an abundance of fundamental particles, imperceptible threads that intricately interconnect and form the very foundation of the universe, akin to the intricate pattern of a flower of life. Thus, it is not merely an archaic sign, but rather a depiction of the profound mysteries of the cosmos. The ancient secret, dating back 6,000 years, encompasses more than just a geometric design. It pertains to the fundamental essence of reality. It is a symbol that has endured for thousands of years, connecting the divide between age-old knowledge and contemporary scientific comprehension.
I've spent 45 years searching these things out and trying to figure out what the universe really, how it really worked. And we've come to find that the universe, they are abandoning the standard model, the ideas of black holes and dark matter, for an electric model of the universe. There's tons of paperwork of Da Vinci working on the flower of life and trying to unravel it. But every single existence, every single example, you see him making straight lines and trying to make these straight lines bend in, and therefore he was never able to open it up. Because all the universe is curved, all space is curved. And as a result, what I was doing in trying to find these straight lines, I abandoned the idea of the straight line. The shortest distance between 2 points is curved space, because you cannot force your way straight through space. Even electricity, as it moves from a southern plane to a northern plane, it always goes northeast in its direction. And magnetism, as it expands out, it goes southwesterly. And that's the spin. That's how you always know whether it's magnetism or electricity. It's the spin. Is it northeast or is it southwest? But in trying to define the spaces, it allowed me to see that all of these in between, what we have been dealing with is these petals. All of mankind have dealt with these petals, but is these other shapes that we've ignored constantly. Well, those other shapes were the in-between spaces. They were the things that filled up the vacuum of space. And all these particles that I have, I think are the full proof of that. And it is also the full proof of the wave particle argument.
Expanding upon Terrence's work, with Howard's deep understanding of energy and motion, we set out on a quest to uncover the concealed language of the cosmos, a language expressed not by linear paths, but through dynamic patterns and continuous motion. This investigation takes us into the domain of contemporary physics, where the notions of energy and motion are comprehended not as straightforward paths, but as intricate interactions of forces and fields. At the core of this investigation is the fundamental concept that all energy in the universe is constantly in motion. The movement is characterized by the presence of vortices, waves, and spirals instead of linear paths. The study of galaxies and celestial bodies in modern physics provides evidence that supports this perspective. Galaxies exhibit a nonlinear arrangement characterized by swirling spirals and elliptical orbits. This pattern is also observed in the structure of the DNA helix and the spiraling arms of hurricanes. Howard's perspective aligns strongly with this viewpoint, indicating a universally observed pattern of movement and energy that is both curved and cyclical. The concept of wave-particle duality in quantum physics suggests that particles can exhibit characteristics of both discrete entities and probabilistic waves. This concept serves to highlight the departure from linear thinking. This duality presents a challenge to our conventional comprehension of motion and trajectory, suggesting that at its core, the cosmos manifests itself through probabilities and patterns that resist simple classification. Transitioning from the larger scale of the cosmos to the smaller scale of the microcosm, we explore the curvatures found in nature, in search of the fundamental nature of the universe. This chapter examines how the natural world exemplifies the curved and nonlinear geometry that Howard emphasizes, ranging from the grand curves of rivers to the intricate spirals of fern fronds. The natural world is filled with an abundance of curvilinear and spiral forms. These designs adhere to mathematical concepts, specifically fractal geometry and the Fibonacci sequence, rather than being random. Fractal geometry, characterized by its self-replicating patterns, provides insight into the boundless intricacy of the natural world. Fractals can be observed in the way trees branch out, the intricate patterns of snowflakes, and the uneven shapes of mountain ranges. The Fibonacci sequence. Mathematical patterns can be observed in the arrangement of seeds in a sunflower, the spirals of a snail's shell, and the proportions of the human body. These patterns unveil the concealed organization in nature, an organization that surpasses the linear structure of Euclidean geometry. Howard's viewpoint of the lack of straight lines in nature coincides with these discoveries by acknowledging the presence of curved and recursive patterns that regulate the natural world. We get profound understanding of the fundamental nature of the universe. These patterns are not random occurrences, but rather indicative of fundamental universal principles that regulate the development, arrangement, and motion of all entities in the universe. As we continue our investigation, we are about to confront a concept that further complicates our traditional comprehension of mathematics and its relevance to the physical realm. In his enlightening speech, Terrence Howard introduces us to the intriguing concept of mathematical loops, which is a captivating component of this concealed order. The concept, illustrated by the repetitive pattern exhibited by the square root of 2, exposes an unforeseen and seemingly contradictory characteristic of mathematical processes.
I want y'all to take out your phone for a minute then. We're going to do one thing. Put it on the calculator and turn it to the side so you can get all the long numbers out of it. Now I want you to put in 2 and square root it. 2, hit the square root, you'll get 1.414213573095, right? Now I want you guys to do me a favor, cube it. It'll see right over there, it'll be x to the 3. It'll see 2.828, 4271, 2174, 6190. Now that makes sense. I want you guys to do me a favor. Divide it by 2. Get that number? Cube it again. Divide it by 2. Cube it again. And I want you to do that until the end of your lives. And that number will still come up with 2.828, 4271, 2174, 6190. Any other number that you, above 2, that you put in and you cube and you square, cube and square and divide by 2, by the 6th operation, it has moved into an exponential number that you can't even imagine. Any number below 2 that you do that same operation with, it will go into an exponentially small matter and number. This is what we call a loop. It is illogical, it doesn't make sense, and it does not make math make sense. So these are some things that I'm bringing to the fore and that I would like to question. I would like to audit the math, the world of mathematics, and I would like to audit how we view the Platonic solids, because I think the new wave conjugations will tell a better story of how our world works.
Terrence Howard's speech takes a fascinating twist as he explores the idea of mathematical loops, which question our traditional comprehension of mathematics and how it relates to the physical universe. The example he presents, involving the square root of 2, not only captivates our attention, but also prompts us to reevaluate the fundamental concepts of mathematics that we frequently assume without question. Howard's request to conduct a mathematical audit is not just a casual remark. This is an invitation to begin on a journey of exploration and reassessment of the fundamental principles of mathematical comprehension. Howard illustrates a captivating loop using the square root of 2, where he repeatedly cubes the number and then divides the result by 2. We reach a steady state. The value is approximately 2.828427121746190. As Howard highlights, this phenomena goes against the predicted outcomes of mathematical processes, where we typically expect a change or progression instead of a loop. This loop is not merely a numerical peculiarity. It embodies a more profound, possibly essential element of mathematical reality that has been disregarded or misinterpreted in conventional Euclidean mathematics. Howard's investigation of these loops has a broader and more significant consequence that our comprehension of mathematics and its connection to the physical world could be restricted or faulty. He proposes that, similar to how we have modified our buildings and airplanes to enhance their aerodynamic properties, departing from two-dimensional designs, it may be appropriate for our mathematics to progress and develop accordingly. This evolution would involve accepting concepts that may appear illogical or counterintuitive, such as mathematical loops, and incorporating them into our comprehension of the cosmos. The importance of Howard's appeal to reassess the Platonic solids and their role in comprehending the world cannot be exaggerated. The Platonic solids, namely the tetrahedron, cube, octahedron, dodecahedron, and icosahedron, have played a significant role in classical geometry and philosophy. These shapes symbolize the fundamental elements of fire, earth, air, water, and the universe. Nevertheless, Howard proposes that these structures may possess additional complexities, particularly when examined in the context of wave conjugations and mathematical loops. This viewpoint is consistent with the developing discipline of quantum geometry, where the conventional principles of Euclidean geometry are replaced with a more intricate and dynamic comprehension of shapes and structures at the quantum scale. Within this domain, the behavior of particles and forces eludes complete explication by the use of linear trajectories and two-dimensional surfaces. Instead, they display behaviors that can be better comprehended using concepts such as Howard's mathematical loops, where values circulate back on themselves in ways that defy conventional understanding. Howard's challenge to the field of mathematics transcends a mere mathematical inquiry. It is a notion that pertains to both philosophy and science. It necessitates a reassessment of the underlying principles that control our comprehension of reality by scrutinizing the accuracy and comprehensiveness of existing mathematical methodologies. Howard is promoting a paradigm shift, which has the potential to result in a deeper and more precise comprehension of the cosmos. Terrence Howard's statement serves as a trigger for a more extensive discussion on the fundamental aspects of reality, mathematics, and the way we see the universe. His profound understanding of mathematical loops and the square root of numbers enables him to delve into the mysteries of the cosmos, surpassing conventional limitations. They urge us to contemplate the potential that the universe is far more intricate and interrelated than our previous conceptions. As we go further into these concepts, we may discover that the solutions to certain enigmatic aspects of the cosmos lie not in the simple, straight lines and flat surfaces of traditional mathematics, but rather in the intricate loops, curves, and multi-dimensional spaces of a novel mathematical comprehension.
Our planet is moving away from our sun at 6 inches a year. You guys know that. 15 centimeters a year, our planet is pushing away from the sun. So in less than 500 million years, our planet will be out of the Goldilocks zone. We'll be somewhere near where Mars is, somewhere halfway between there. So life will not be able to be sustained on this planet anymore. So if we're going to be able to sustain ourselves as a species, we have to become interstellar. Not just interplanetary, you have to become interstellar. But with approximations, you cannot become interstellar. You cannot become interstellar with a point that will take you all the way over here with a straight line when the actual event is taking place over here. When you're going 600 quadrillion miles, you can't make a mistake. You need precision. And that's what the math is about. These pieces predict the natural distribution of matter and the distribution of where you can find yourself in that space. And I'm confident behind it. For 40 years I've worked on this. And I think it's ready.
As we wrap off this remarkable voyage, it is evident that Terrence Howard possesses exceptional intellectual abilities. His profound observations have expanded our perspective to potentialities. We never anticipated the task of prompting ourselves to engage in more profound thinking and to go beyond what is readily apparent. Perceiving him in this fresh perspective as a forward-thinking intellectual instills optimism within me. It implies that mankind, with its insatiable curiosity and ability to comprehend, is on the verge of making significant and innovative breakthroughs. Terrence's ardor and intelligence serve as a reminder that each individual possesses the capacity to unravel the mysteries of the cosmos, expanding the limits of our perceived possibilities. Let us continue to nurture the inspiration, driven by the potential of what mankind may accomplish.